this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome. Do you feel that? Do you feel the vibe? Because I certainly do. It's a Friday here at Coaching Company on the Stadium Network, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. If you want to be interactive, we love that too. You can watch on our YouTube channel at the same time, and you just log in, hit that like button, and just chat away with everybody else. Now, we had another ho-hum day. We have two people having great days, and then we have two people having mediocre days. It seems like every single day. This basketball thing is difficult. But DG clocked it. Your boy, 2-1, clocked it. We'll have more golf today. We'll have more soccer today. Footy Friday coming up in about 10 minutes as well. Our schedule, always busy coming out of BTT Studios. And super excited. Over the course of the next 7 days, we'll have a gigantic announcement for everybody on the future of this brand, on the future of our little company. You can also become a premium member on both sides of the fence. There is the QR code. Coming up in the month of February, we'll start up our premium pop-ups. Once again, we'll be doing watch-alongs on the pro wrestling side. We've got a ton that we are loading up for each and every one of you. So become a champ today. I love that motto. All right, our news of the day. The Ravens, they have their head coach. They have gone to the Chargers, who are coached by John Harbaugh's brother, to get their defense coordinator. His name is Jesse Minter. He has coached for the Ravens before, back in 2017 to 2020. So one of those jobs is off the board. In women's soccer, Trinity Rodman has become the highest paid female soccer player in the world. And she plays for the Washington Spirit. She's going to make over $2 million a year to play in the NWSL right here in the United States. She is also a big part of the United States national team. So she is super excited. That's a big step forward for women's soccer here in the United States. All right, housekeeping is done. High energy, high opinion, a ton to get to. NBA Showcase. We've got Championship Sunday, our final picks, and also front page news as expected. Has the number one pick declared for the NFL draft. All that coming up. But I don't do this all by myself. Oh, there they are. It's time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's beat the books. All right, look at this motley crew that I have today. Now, I just mentioned Trinity Rodman. I got to come over to my man live from the Dirty Big Chuck. Trinity Rodman making bank in women's soccer. Good morning.
Morning, Coachman Company. Yeah, that was a highlight for her in the NWSL also. I looked around, and the next highest are in La Liga, French League One for women. But, yeah, for NWSL, that's a huge step for the league.
A huge step. There's a lot of layers to this thing, but she single-handedly has changed some of the rules and laws within this particular organization. Now, this next man, he's got the best damn beard in the game. And he also works for one of my new sponsors on my SiriusXM show, Off the Ropes, every single weekday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Prize Picks. My guy, Soupy. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, prizepicks.com/playbook. We have covered the entire championship games, both the NFC and the AFC, player props, anything you want for the conference championship games, we got you.
More or less. Get it up in your mind. All right, this man is such a big part of what we do behind the camera and obviously in front of the camera. Mikey P, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. I'm in a fantastic mood. I don't even know why. I have so much energy. I'm ready to put it out there. I'm ready to take this show. Let's go. Let's have a day.
I love it. That I all of a sudden I do too. So that begs the question. My guy, why did I know? Soupy, damn, slow on the draw today, son. Slow on the draw. All right, Mikey P, you're leading the charge. Best bets. Let's go.
I am starting with the Phoenix Suns taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Very quickly, did anyone ever imagine that the Phoenix Suns would have a top 5 defense in the NBA? Yeah, it's actually true. I guess Dylan Brooks is a hell of a basketball player when he
Yeah.
actually puts his mind to it. So I love the Suns in this spot, taking on a team in the Hawks who are last in rebounds. That actually matters when you're taking them -3.5. So I've got the Suns there. And then Anthony Simons, the usual six-man off the bench for the Boston Celtics. Give me him at 15.5 points or more, or over 15.5, excuse me. Simons should get the start with Derek White out tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. And I just said it there for you guys. They're playing the Brooklyn Nets. This guy could have 50 tonight.
Yeah, the last time the Nets played, they barely got over 50. 66, losing by 54. My God, Anthony Simons never met a shot that he did not like. All right, my guy, Soupy, you're up.
I'm starting on the ice. Golden Knights, Maple Leafs. I'm going with the over 6.5. Their last matchup, the game ended 6-5. This is on the plus side, I think, because the Golden Knights played last night. Sometimes it's tough on a back-to-back, but two teams that are allowing 3 goals and scoring 3 goals, I love to take the over in those matchups. And I'm going to take the Ducks on the money line. The Ducks, how they play, it depends on how Lucas Dostal does. And when in December, he was cold, over 3 goals allowed. They were losing a lot of games. Now he's back to under 3 in January. He has won 4 straight starts. They're taking on the Kraken, who are scoring under 3 goals per game this season. And Dostal, he has allowed under 3 goals in 3 of his last 4 starts.
All right, great takes. Great takes. I apologize, too, but I got a little distracted. DG's boy's running his mouth in the chat right now. I don't know why. It's like, gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? All right, gentlemen, it's time for me to rock it again in golf. In fact, a week from Sunday, I have my travel, just got it done yesterday. I will be traveling to my very first PGA Tour event of the year. I'll be doing 12 this year. And go ahead, Big Cheesy. Yeah, I'll drop the mic. How many times I got to announce it? 12 times. 12 times for the tour when you're watching me on the tour on ESPN. That's for you, Big Cheesy. But today we got 3 plays. And I told you yesterday that the American Express is a tournament that it's about the fastest to, well, it might be 40 under par. If I would have told you yesterday that -8 after 1 round would not even be in the top 10, what are we doing? You better come out, gas pedal down. What does Jacob Fatu always say? All gas, no brakes. You normally don't hear that in golf, however. But today, Sam Burns, a couple of years ago, you remember when the amateur won the event on the PGA Tour? The guy that was beaten was Sam Burns. He loves these 3 courses. He shot a -7 yesterday. I love him over Ludwig Oberg, who is literally like the next big star. He did shoot a -4 yesterday, but I love Burns to back that up today. Jason Day, he shot a -9 yesterday, coming off a top 5 last year. He got finished in top 3, actually, over Alex Noren. He loves these courses, too. We're starting to see a trend here. And then Nick Taylor, top 10 last year, or excuse me, top 12 last year. He started off really nice yesterday. This is the same matchup. You rarely get that day 1, day 2. I'll take it. He shot a -7. Alex Smalley, -4. So he got beat in 1 round by 3. I love these plays today. Absolutely love these plays today. All right. Our best bets are done. But as many of you know who tune in every single day, Fridays a little bit different. We like to add a little something extra for all of you at home throughout the weekend, for you to pay attention, for you to lock in. It's time for Footy Friday. All right, Big Chuck. It's a big weekend. Soccer, basketball starting to take center stage now that the NFL is down to just 2 games this weekend and the Super Bowl. So, my guy, start me off. Where are we going this weekend?
We got a little Friday action. We got a little Liga, Levante and Elche, cha-cha-cha. And with Elche having played on Monday plus travel, I like the Frogs in this spot to have a nice showing and to get off to a fast start. Go ahead and give me Levante. First half team total over half a goal and a little stay on your toes. Look at Levante on the pick 'em or the draw no bet in this contest.
I love me a little D&B when you can get your money back as well. The pick 'em, just so you know, if you're new to soccer betting, that's like the three-way, and a draw does not pay you back. So that's the difference between the two. All right, let's go over to Saturday and Bundesliga out of Germany. The Germans, and you like Hoffenheim two different ways. Talk to me.
Two times. Yeah, Frankfurt, Hoffenheim, and I know the Germans let us down last weekend, but I'm going right back to the well. This is one of my auto plays. The over 3. This is cashed in 10 straight, and they produced at least 3 goals in 12 straight. And I love Hoffenheim in this contest, especially with Frankfurt having to play yesterday and traveling back from Kakistan. Go ahead and give me Hoffenheim first half team total over half a goal. They've scored a first half goal in 4 of their previous 5 matches.
As I was doing my next level soccer capping this week, Big Chuck, I swore off one league, and I feel like Bundesliga is the exact opposite of Serie. Can we score any goals? Can we score any goals in Serie? It does not shock me that you do not have a Serie A pick up there. They can't score. Nobody can score. Bundesliga, they score, what did you say, 12 straight over 3? 12 straight?
10 straight over 3s and then 12 straight at least 3.
Wow. All right. So based off of those numbers, we're going to get at least a push today or tomorrow in that game. So let's go to our other favorite league, the English Premier League, or we like to call it the EPL. What do we got?
Either or, Newcastle, Aston Villa, 2 teams that played midweek. Therefore, I'm thinking the defense is going to be lacking. And other than their last match, they had scored at least 3 goals combined in 7 straight, making this the perfect over 2.75 game. And I like Newcastle, especially with Villa playing yesterday. Newcastle have an extra day of rest. I think they get out to a fast start. Give me Newcastle first half team total over half a goal.
Absolutely love it. The chat queen, Kimberly, she's all over it. 11:30 a.m. Is that Eastern or is that my time Pacific? Is that a 2:30 start? There, Big Chuck, on I think Friday games are at that time. So I don't know which game she's talking about, but on Fridays it normally is a 2:30 p.m. start. Yes.
Yeah, on the Bundesliga, it's normally 2:30, and then the La Liga will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central.
All right. Very, very good. Make sure you guys get the correct times and get those play. By the way, my golf plays, as I told you yesterday, it's 3 different courses. So the tee times are only from like 11 something to 1 something. You got to get them in and get them in right now because the tee times will be on top of you like that before you even know it. Big Chuck, well done, sir. I feel like we're going to go 4-1 in Footy Friday.
I'll take it.
Okay. I believe Kimberly was talking about the golf today on ESPN Plus. So thank you, Kimberly. In 2 weeks, you'll hear your boy. And a little tease, we're going to be doing a betting stream the entire day on the events that I do. The entire day. So you want to have a little extra bonus fun, gentlemen? Tune into your boy. 12 times, Big Cheesy. 12 times. All right, gentlemen. Well done on your best bets. We have plenty more to come. Coming up on the other side, we dive into front page news. What is going on in college basketball? What are we doing? We'll tackle that. Also, Championship Sunday. What are our final plays? Who do we think has the advantage when it comes to the coaches, to the quarterbacks, all of that kind of stuff? And also, LeBron James. He says, I simply don't care what anybody else thinks about me. What's he talking about? We'll discuss. This is Coach and Company. We are live on the Stadium Network. Just getting started. All right, gentlemen. This one's a classic story coming out of the NFL. Mike McDaniel's already agreed to become the offensive coordinator for the LA Chargers out here in Cali. But he's being interviewed today by the Bills for their next head coaching job. Mikey P, do we not stick to our word ever in football these days?
No, absolutely not. That's how you get ahead in either college or the NFL. You go, yeah, I'm going to go here. Wait a second. I think we're just calling it the Kiffin at this point. Like, let's just, I might be
I like that.
Kiffining out there.
I like that. I like that a lot. Soupy, I know that when you're a coordinator, that there's always the clause or the loophole that you can go be a head coach. But right after you get fired as a head coach, you have somebody that believes in you, signs you, you're making over $1 million, and you're still interviewing for other jobs?
Why would you settle for middle management when you have a chance to be the boss man? If this opportunity comes up, you have to take it, especially in this society today when everybody's jumping jobs. It's not just sports. You see people in tech companies and sales, they're always jumping ship to their next competitor. This is how society is today.
I know, and it sucks. I absolutely hate it. I get it. I would, if somebody said we could pay you $8 million or 1.5, I get it. You go after the 8 million because now these contracts for these coaches are out of this world. You remember it wasn't that long ago, college coaches, 5 million was a lot. NFL, 7 million, that was the top. Now we're talking 20. Mikey, some of these new coaches, do you think that the Harbaugh contract has kind of set the new standard?
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, coach, these other coaches, they don't understand Kiss Up Mountain. Like, climb the ladder by just being the best guy for your company. I mean, listen, I'll write a book on it.
In the next 15 years, Kiss Up Mountain will become part of the vernacular. When you go to a thesaurus, it'll be right there. Mikey, your face will be right next to it. Everybody will know what it's all about because of us. We are back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Coach coming here live on the Stadium Network, or if you want to be interactive, you can watch on our YouTube page. The chat is absolutely popping, or as always, you can watch us on social media as well. Now, our first topic today here in Front Page News. I can't even believe it's still a topic. I cannot even believe this is still a thing. So, lately, if you haven't been paying attention, college basketball has allowed players that have left, gone to the G League, kind of didn't play, sort of did. It's very murky waters to come back to college. And I thought Baylor was the only one. Oh, no. Now it's Alabama. Listen to John Calipari sound off once again on this topic.
Again, real simple. You got 5 years to play 4. If you stay at the same school 4 years, we'll give you a 5th year. If your coach leaves or is fired, you can transfer without penalty. You can do it once, and if the coach is fired or leaves, you could end up doing it twice. But after that, you got to sit out. You can transfer, but you got to sit out. Does anybody care what this is doing for 17 and 18-year-old American kids? Do you know what this opportunity has done for them and their families? There aren't going to be any high school kids. Who, other than dumb people like me, are going to recruit high school kids? I get so much satisfaction out of coaching young kids and seeing them grow and make it and their family life changes that I'm going to keep doing it. But why would anybody else, if you can get NBA players, G League players, guys that are 28 years old, guys from Europe, do we really know their transcript? Do we have somebody over there? Do we really know their birth certificate? Or don't we? And then, there's no. Look, Tommy Izzo, Mark Few, there are a bunch of us that are just, we got no rules. Why did they let that kid play? Tell us all. Here's what the reason. Then we'll all go get pros. We'll go find them. Here's my second.
He brings up a lot of good points here. It's absolute nonsense. And the NCAA, it needs to be over because these are supposed to be some of the best minds in all of sports. And these rulings and these judges and all of this thing, The kid's name is Charles Bediako. He's now the second player. Baylor has one, now Alabama. Now, the TRO, the temporary restraining order, it's only for 10 days. So it doesn't mean that he's going to be playing in March Madness. But, Subi, let me start with you. The fact that this is even a thing, and the fact that John Calipari, who I adore, by the way, I love this guy. And if you've ever been around him, you understand why people will follow him to the ends of the earth. He makes complete sense, does he not?
He makes absolute sense. I've been saying this for a long time. College sports needs a commissioner, a Roger Goodell of their own, someone to set these types of rules. Because now, with the transfer portal, with the NIL, and now this, you're a pro. If you play in the G League, I'm sorry, you are a pro. You cannot go back to college. There needs to be someone to start setting rules in place and start to tangle everything in, or college sports as we know it is done.
No question about it. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have some sound from Charles Barkley coming up that he goes off on the football side of things. But I think the one thing, Mikey, that we're not discussing as to why would these kids want to come back and play in college? Well, there's two reasons. One, they simply weren't good enough to play in the pros yet. And we've been telling these hundreds of kids who leave early for the draft, there's only 64 spots. Number two, NIL money is very, very real. And if you go to the G League and you're making a few $100s a week and you can go back to Alabama and you can get an NIL deal for even $1 million, why would you not want to do that? So NIL, once again, rearing its ugly head. Your take?
That and the politics, literally, Coach. The judge who granted it, a booster for Alabama. You can't make it up. I would think conflict of interest, but what do I know? This is absolutely disturbing for college sports. I loved Coach Cal's sound. I really wish if he was dumb enough to recruit 18 and 19-year-old kids, he would have looked at me coming out of high school, but that just wasn't the case. I look at Calipari as a guy who we all look at for Nick Saban in the college football side. These are the two guys who should be leading the charge in college sports. No one knows the football side better than Nick Saban. No one knows the basketball side better than Coach Cal, maybe Tom Izzo, and everyone is fired up. When you've dedicated your life to this sport, you have to really get in front of the charge and call these things out.
Yeah, our chat queen, I think, has a really good idea, Kimberly. How about we make Nick Saban the commissioner for football? Jay Billis from ESPN, who I worked with, he's their number one voice for college basketball, has been for many, many years. He could be the commissioner. He also has a law degree, by the way. Something's got to happen, and it's got to happen freaking soon. All right, topic number 2. And I like hearing what's going on in Buffalo, and if you're Josh Allen, give him all the credit in the world. It'd be very, very easy for him to go and take a vacation, go to Bali with his new bride and be like, hey, you guys handle business. He's not doing that. The Bills are interviewing a bunch of dudes. And guess what? He's in on every single one. Now, we mentioned at the break, Mike McDaniel, fired by the Dolphins last week, already agreed to be the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. He's interviewing today in Florida. And guess who is scheduled to be in the meeting? Josh Allen, Anthony Lynn, Brian Dable, who's already had history with the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen in all of those meetings. Soupy, let me start with you. Are you surprised? Not that the Bills are leaning into Josh Allen, but they are basically allowing him to make this choice.
Not at all, because the reason why you're going to Buffalo is for Josh Allen. He is a former MVP. He is one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So for that is the appeal of this job, especially what the owner just said a couple days ago, dragging Sean McDermott under the bus along with Keon Coleman. That made that job feel a little less appealing. But then you remember Josh Allen is there. Yes, Josh Allen. You want to make Josh Allen happy, you get him involved in this decision.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I looked at this from so many different ways. And I thought, does Terry Pagula, the owner of the Bills, did he have somebody get in his ear after that disaster of a press conference? And then he said, how do I save face? How do I get my Bills Mafia back on my side? Well, you put out publicly that Josh Allen is going to be a big part of this deal because, Mikey, what he did in that press conference, if I'm a high-level coach that has options and I'm not losing the 8 to 10 million if I don't take the job, why would I take this job right now if not for Josh Allen?
You hit the nail on the head. Both of you guys did. You look at Buffalo, with all due respect to Bills Mafia, any prospective coach right now should be looking at one thing, and it is Josh Allen. Because, well, for Brandon Beane and Terry Pagula, they're living in their own world right now, and I would not want to be associated with either of them as the new hire. I am here for Josh Allen. I am Josh Allen's guy. I will work with Josh Allen to build this roster. You guys will sign the contracts and put the money out there. Me and Josh will handle the roster and future of this franchise, because I would not trust anything with Pagula or Brandon Beane, the new president and GM for Buffalo.
And I wonder if Josh Allen has called Keon Coleman yet. Been like, you're my guy. You're my dog. We're still good. Doubt it. All right, topic number 3. And I'm going to put my personal bias aside, and I want to celebrate with everybody else. I want to say, hey, he went from nothing as far as being recruited to a Heisman Trophy. He went from nothing as far as being recruited by Miami, less than a mile away, to the national championship. And now it looks like Fernando Mendoza, who has officially declared Soupy for the NFL draft, is lining himself up to go be with Tom Brady, to be in the one place, the one city that he doesn't really belong, Las Vegas. Do we still believe that this is full speed ahead, Mendoza or bust?
I don't know. The rumors are murmuring. They're quiet, but they're there, that the Ravens could potentially trade Lamar Jackson to the Raiders for that number 1 overall pick. Very quiet, but it's got some legs to it, because I think it could be a possibility. I think Mendoza is a great quarterback. I do. I think he's a great quarterback. I just don't know if he has some of those tangible skills to take it to the next level. Very smart. Love how he played this year, but I don't know if he's ready for that next level.
Boys, there's been a very loud voice, very good-looking black man. He may work for, in fact, his name may be on the show. And I compared him to another great college quarterback, Mikey. And it just so happened that the other day, who was the man sitting on the desk, sitting on the set, talking about Fernando Mendoza? Did that just happen? No. Tim Tebow was sitting. This guy is Tim Tebow of 2026. And I know you know what? Love Fernando Mendoza. Mikey, your take.
Stay on your toes, Coach, because Mr. Mendoza was on Fallon this week, and I'm out. I can't.
What?
I cannot. What? I cannot get behind a guy who is, especially, I don't care if it's Baltimore or Las Vegas, especially Las Vegas. This dork of a kid cannot be an NFL franchise leader. Nothing about, in college it works. At the NFL level, I am not getting up if this guy's my quarterback. I'm out.
Wait a second. Oh, hell no. What happened to Mr. I'm standing on business? What happened to this is the guy? What happened to, I don't care if he runs like a giraffe. This is my guy in Las Vegas. Those were your words. And now you're heading backwards? Oh, Mikey. If I wasn't right, I wouldn't have so much joy. Soupy, does this surprise you? Mr. Waffle Boy over here.
He's waffling. This is so weird. He ascends Kiss Up Mountain, and then he says something, and he falls back down, and then he's like, "Oh nope, I gotta climb back up."
Yeah, I know. By the way, the chat is even all over you, Mikey P. What happened? What happened? I ask you the same question. We're only halfway home. We have Championship Sunday next. Coaching Company right here on Stadium. All right, we
it's
get
weird for you when you pay attention, because you watch college football. You love it. You pay attention to it when you hear that phrase "general manager" being thrown around the way we do now.
You know, this how crazy our country is. We've actually screwed up college athletics, which used to be the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah,
and we see how bad we are as a society. How do you screw up college sports. And I'm not against the players making money, but I think the model they have now is unsustainable, where you have to come up with tens of millions of dollars every year to pay college players. Like, yeah, I'm not in for that. And I've said before, I've given more money to Auburn, legal or illegal, than any athlete in the history of the school. And the notion that I'm going to come up with a couple $1 million every year so we can be good at basketball and football, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Now you have to do it every semester. Like they're leaving at the end of a semester after you already negotiated.
It's crazy. And you get to leave after every year because the school offered you more money. I says, this is unsustainable. And I says, one thing I'm pretty sure of, Cole, black and broke don't work in any municipality in the world. I've been rich for a long time. I plan to stay that way. But the notion that I'm going to give Auburn millions of dollars every year so we can be good at sports, that's just not going to happen. I'm really proud of what I've given Auburn, and I'm going to continue to give them money. But I'm not going to give them millions of dollars every year so we can be good at sports. Exactly. That's just stupid. Because, people be talking about.
No, Mikey. Charles Barkley is exactly right. And also Troy Aikman has said the exact same thing. This is unsustainable. This will change.
Yeah, when these high-level former players and, predominant figures are coming out and saying all these things, I think the NCAA is going to start looking around and go, where else are we going to get this money from? Because it's not coming from those guys.
And they're all in debt now. All these colleges I don't have time for you, Soupy or Chuck. All these colleges that jumped out in front, Colorado, $50 million in debt. They made promises that now these alumni like Charles Barkley, they're not paying. They're not paying. And so now we're reversing course. Very interesting. Very interesting. Gentlemen, time to talk Championship Sunday in 5 seconds. All right, it's one of the biggest weekends of the year. Welcome back, everybody, to Coaching Company here live on the Stadium Network. Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. Don't forget, we have a ton of content throughout the day, including my radio show on SiriusXM at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you missed any of Coachin' Bro yesterday with me and Vince Russo, check it out on our BTT page on demand. All right, gentlemen, it's time to talk game number one. And we've been looking at the line movement and things that have been going on throughout the week. And now we've arrived here. And this 4.5, you guys know what I call it. Mike, I'm going to start with you. I call it yuck. Yuck. 3 times yuck. The total sitting at 42.5. We've got Drake May on one side, who should have been or should be the MVP. Then you got Jarrett Stidham, the backup, filling in for Bo Nix on the other side. Do you like any one of these numbers, Mikey?
I love the New England Patriots -4.5 because I think this game could be decided by 14 or more in New England's favor. I'm all in on Mike Vrabel. By the way, the Patriots rush defense, 67 yards per game allowed in the playoffs. So if you think you're going to help Jarrett Stidham by running the ball, I am all over Mike Vrabel. I believe this guy is going to let it all out in the AFC Championship game.
All right, Chuck, let me come to you. I was going to ask you about the coaches because you have one who's very defensive-minded and Mike Vrabel, tough. And it really looks like he'll be the guy for as long as he wants to be the guy. And then you got Sean Payton, who has a Super Bowl ring. Do you think there is an advantage either way?
I don't really see so because there's plenty of rings on the other side as players, so they know what it's like to win the championship. I was really looking at the total in this when most was thinking defense. I think we'll see some points. I think 42.5 is a little bit too low. I also think that the Broncos can keep it tight. That could be a Raffy middle sandwich. We can see the Broncos cover and the Patriots win late, maybe even a walk-off field goal. And I like Drake May to throw an interception. I thought he stirs one up. Keyshawn Butte on the receiving yards, and Pat Bryant also. You can look at him on the other side.
4.5, Chuck, is way too big for a Raffy middle sandwich. I mean, we only need like a point, maybe a 1.5. That's a classic middle. Great take by you. Soupy, let me come over to you. Because right now, depending on who you talk to, they will have a different opinion. I think that Jarrett Stidham is getting a lot of respect that I did not expect him to get. What about you?
I think that the Patriots need to win this game. They had an incredible season going from 4-13 to 14-3. But all of that could be erased if you lose to a backup quarterback. Not only to a backup quarterback, but your former backup quarterback. Zennon was a backup quarterback in New England. The wonderful story of this season would become a terrible offseason if that's how you end it. So they need to win this game. That's why I think they're going to be aggressive early. I think they're going to go up by 14 early in the fourth quarter. I'm taking the Patriots first quarter on the spread.
What did you just say?
I think the Patriots are going to start quick. They're going to start aggressive, and they are going to be up big before even we hit the second quarter.
Okay. I want you to go back and watch that last 60 seconds. See if you can figure that out for me. Mikey, can you figure out what Soupy just said?
He likes the Patriots. In a quarter, one of the quarters, the fourth quarter of the first quarter. I think I got it.
I don't know. Souponomics at best. Drake May, we got to remember, he's only a second-year quarterback. He's not a big veteran, but he plays like it. Last week, even though there was a ton of turnovers with the Texans, it still felt like he was in control. Big Chuck, coming over to you. What does Drake May have to do in order to secure a comfortable win? What kind of numbers do you think he has to have?
First of all, not turning the ball over is going to be the key, even though I think he's going to do it at least once. But yeah, leaning on that running game, even though everyone thinks that's going to be difficult, setting up the play action, I think it's going to be big, relying on those tight ends, short ins and outs as well. Just keeping long drives, keeping that Denver defense on the field is going to be key also, especially in that altitude. I think that's the key to success for these Patriots.
Subi, let me come over to you because you write so many great articles for Prize Picks, and it's really a game that when I looked at it, when I did my research, I really struggled to find any players that I wanted to lean into the over. But then the numbers were at a place where I was like, well, I can't play the under because they're too low. What are you seeing as you write your articles for individual things in this game?
I'm looking at Travion Henderson. They have been leaning on him over the last few weeks, and he has really come up big. Slow start to the season, but as he's gotten into a rhythm, he has become incredible. I think they're going to lean on him to try to move the ball. I'm going to take his over in rushing yards for this game.
All right, let's flip it over now to the other game. And a lot of people think this is going to be the best game of the weekend. It certainly was the best regular season game of the entire regular season because 38-37, you had 2-point conversions that mattered not once, but twice. They won the game on a 2-point conversion in overtime. You never see that. I hope we can get a whisper, Mikey, just a whisper of that game. Now, you've got a veteran in Matthew Stafford who would love to get back one more time. Then you got Sam Darnold, who's still trying to prove to all of us that he is a big-time quarterback in big-time situations. Last week, he didn't have to do anything. Less than 130 yards passing, and they scored 41 points.
Yeah,
What's your take? Whoa. Let me tee you up, big dog. Let me tee you up.
My bad. I had some things about the Rams I wanted to get off my chest. That's all.
Apparently.
Listen, if you can't perform well against a very vulnerable Bears defense, and now you're going to Seattle against the number one defense and scoring defense in the NFL in the Seattle Seahawks, I've got zero hope for you. I don't necessarily believe in Sam Darnold being a Super Bowl, caliber, a Tom Brady-esque, a Mahomes-esque type of quarterback, but I believe in Mike McDonald. I'm looking at head coaches on Championship Sunday, and you lose Zach Charbonnet, he leans in to Kenneth Walker, and I believe that's what we see today or on Sunday, and they'll control time of possession. Seahawks roll.
Man, if we're talking about head coaches, I hope that Sean McVay is mic'd up. I want to hear him the entire game in a week on NFL Films. Big Chuck, let me come over to you because Sean McVay, every year it says if he does well or he wins a chip, that he's going to go into TV because of all the time that he puts into his craft. He just got married not that long ago, and a TV job would most definitely pay him 7 figures. Do you think Sean McVay is on the clock?
Definitely. Some of the calls he's making are confusing me, especially in the playoffs. What about on third down, not running and not throwing it, and that right before the 2-minute warning? Some of the decisions he's making, he can definitely talk it up. But I think he's on the clock. He has to be, even with the Super Bowl. Everybody's getting scrutinized nowadays. Harbaugh's gone, Tomlin's gone. Yeah, McVay can definitely be taking a look at it.
It feels like a shift. But this is one of those Soupy beloved coaches. And I think for Mike McDonald, for most fans, I think they always thought it was Mike McDaniel people were talking about. But this guy is a really smart quarterback. When you talk coaches, who has the advantage?
I got to take the guy who's been in this situation, who has gone to the Super Bowls. I think it is Sean McVay. Just his knack for offense and just remembering things. And that's the thing too. If you go back, you could ask him a play from 2016 at a certain time in a game, and he could recite it. That's something important when you're playing a team for the third time. He remembers those last 2 matchups. He knows how to make those adjustments. So I'm giving the advantage to McVay.
Super smart. So you're saying like when there's like a 3rd and 6, he can go back to September. Man, this worked when we did this then. I think that's really, really smart. Now, you've got some superstars, Mikey, that are catching passes for both teams. Last week, Jackson Smith-Njigba only had 3 catches for 19 yards, and they scored 41 points. I mentioned that. But then on the other side, you're going to have huge games from Devontae Adams and also Puka Nacua. These two, and I think they have to – I hate to back Soupy in this one, but they have to get off to a good start. If the Rams do the same thing that happened last week in Seattle that the 49ers did, and they get down by 10 or, God forbid, 17, it's not going to matter because it will all come in like this. Talk to me about these receivers.
I'm all in on JSN. You mentioned it. The Seahawks didn't need him to do anything. Their defense and special teams carried them to an early lead. But talent for talent, I actually love JSN more than I do Puka Nacua. I think Puka has the benefit of Devontae Adams and having a great quarterback in Matthew Stafford. JSN has been the top guy in Seattle with Geno Smith and Sam Darnold. So I love JSN for all his props. I could even see him getting 2 touchdowns in this game on Sunday. The Rams defense does not scare me one bit. So one or the other, I'm taking JSN all day.
All right, it is now time for our predictions, as this will be the last weekday show, obviously, before we haven't even decided yet. We'll probably have a show Sunday. We'll see. We have a tendency to lean into that. All right, I need predictions for both games. Big Chuck, let me start with you.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Patriots to win, Broncos to cover, and the over. And then in this next one, this one's really tricky to me. I love the Seahawks last game, but I'm still going to go with them just on the money line. And everyone's loving the under, but at this number, it keeps going down. I think we see a tricky over.
Okay, so 2 overs for Big Chuck. Soupy, let me come over to you.
I think that the Patriots are going to blow out the Broncos. I think that's going to be a 2-score win for them. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game, so I would take the over. Rams, Seahawks, I think it's going to be a flip from their last matchup. I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. Both teams are going to be conservative, but I think the Rams pull it out and they go to the Super Bowl.
All right, I got 20 seconds, Mikey, for you.
I'm sitting on business, Coach. Seahawks 38, Rams 24, Broncos 10, Patriots 42.
So both games in your mind go to the over. And at halftime of game number 1, we can go get our pizza and our wings and everything because the second half will be null and void. Gentlemen, well done. I can't wait for Championship Sunday. We will have a Super Bowl winning quarterback named Stafford, Darnold, May, or Stidham. Very interesting. All right, still to come, the King says he doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. What's he talking about? We'll fill you in next. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network. All right, boys, this one is crazy. This one is crazy. Mr. Anthony Davis, who has made a gazillion dollars sitting on the bench, being in a boot, being in a nice suit. Well, his agent who is LeBron James' best friend, Rich Paul, who is also married to Adele, he has let the Dallas Mavericks know that he would like Anthony Davis, his client, to be traded. The same Anthony Davis, Mikey, that was part of the trade for Luka. Does this surprise you?
No, the report stated that Rich Paul made it clear. If I'm Dallas, I'd go clear as glass because that's what we traded for. I mean, Anthony, what value are the Mavericks going to get back for a guy who has not played really? I think it's almost half of the time that since he's been there. Cooper Flagg, the number 1 pick from this year's draft, has played more for Dallas than Anthony Davis. Let that sink in.
That's the crazy part in all of this is in the NBA, Chuck, the contracts have to match up to 15%. And who's going to pay $35 million worth of players to send to Dallas to get this guy back?
Word on the streets, the Hawks, for whatever reason, they love him. That's why they were clearing a lot of this cap space, getting rid of Trae Young, everyone. I keep hearing the Hawks. They just have an infatuation with Mr. Anthony Davis.
Wow. There's always one, Soupy. There's always one.
I'm upset because I would have loved to have seen Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Cooper Flagg play together to see if they had a possibility to be a playoff team. I don't think it's going to happen, but be careful what you wish for because, yeah, you could go to Atlanta, you could go to Washington, you could be going to a bottom tier team.
I don't think they're going to trade him. But again, I could be crazy. I never thought Trae Young was worth $40 million, and he got it. So a lot of these guys are getting the bag, and Anthony Davis, the game required him to get the bag, but then you actually have to show up for, I don't know, the games. This guy and this group of Rich Paul and them respect their business, but damn, they live in this delusional world that we just simply do not live in. All right, gentlemen, it's time to talk NBA. We are back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Coaching Company here on Stadium, YouTube, and social media. We lock in our best bets coming up in about 5 minutes right here on the show. But big NBA news coming out of La La Land, about 50 miles from where I'm sitting right now. It's a big expose on ESPN yesterday. And apparently, Mikey, I'm going to start with you. The Lakers, Jeannie Buss, they were over LeBron James 3 years ago. He's been there 8. He was asked about these rumors and these reports, and he said, you know what? At this time of my career, with what I've done here, I brought a championship during COVID to this city and to this team. I really don't give a damn. I don't care what anybody thinks about me, including Jeannie Buss. Mikey, one simple question. Do you believe him?
No. Again, I'm going to go back to my favorite commercial, Kevin Hart. That's a fib, LeBron. Why do you have to tell fibs all the time? You want me to believe the guy who has something to say to the refs every other play down the court that he doesn't care what people think about him? He cares what the refs think about him, that's for sure. He'll have fans kicked out of games. Like, come on, LeBron, stop telling fibs.
And get into a public spat with Stephen A. Very peculiar. That one is still up in the air. Soupy, let me come over to you, big dog, because this one almost feels like it's the beginning of the end that this came out because Rich Paul, who will be business partners with LeBron, the minute that LeBron James retires, he'll be the co-owner in Clutch Sports. Do you like that this is probably going to end badly?
No, because this didn't start that good. Besides that one championship, really, what have the Lakers accomplished over the last 8 years? I will say it. LeBron James with the Lakers has been a failure. You can't win just one championship from a franchise that has the second most in league history. Used to be the most, and then the Celtics overtook them. I'm sorry. This needs to end now.
Maybe it's LeBron. Can you imagine them sending LeBron, Big Chuck, to Atlanta instead of Anthony Davis? God, he wouldn't even look good in a Hawks uniform. What do you make of this, Chuck?
Oh, thin-skinned Bron. You know how it goes with him. Look how it ended in Miami, Cleveland. This is just what he does. He burns his bridges anywhere he goes. He's not worried about it, though. How many max contracts has he already went through with L.A.? So he's made his money with him. He's got a chip, so he's not worried at all.
And that's the problem, that if he wouldn't have taken that money, they could have added one or two other good players. They've been a really, really good team. Now, Mikey, real quick, Draymond Green on his podcast, which Draymond is also represented by, wait for it, Rich Paul. And he basically said, why should LeBron be appreciative of them drafting Bronny James? Because Bronny James was a high-level recruit at that time. No, he wasn't. Not in the NBA, but what's your take on that?
Yeah, it'd be like saying Deion Sanders was proud and honored that the Browns drafted Shador, right? Like these are not high-level talent guys. LeBron knew he had the power in drafting Bronny James. The Lakers caved in, and now they're saying it was, just to do right by him. I just don't get it. It's just everyone's lying in this situation, Coach. That's how I feel.
Everybody is. Or they're finally saying we're not protecting him anymore. We're going to say what we feel, because for so long, you don't want it out there on Front Street because you want everybody. And now the Lakers have just sold a big part of them, the Buss family, not really in control anymore. So it makes some sense on why some of these stories are starting to come out. All right, gentlemen, well done on LeBron James. Now, we need to have a winning freaking day. We did have 4 dubs yesterday, but that's not good enough. So it's time. Let's lock it in. All righty, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets. It's all that I need. Soupy, start us off.
Golden Knights, Maple Leafs over 6.5. I love taking the over with 2 teams that are scoring over 3 goals and allowing over 3 goals. In that last matchup, it had 11 goals. So let's take the over. I'm taking the Ducks on the money line. Lucas Dottle, he is finally starting to play a lot better, allowing 2 or fewer goals in 3 of his last 4 starts. I think he gets it done against the Kraken.
All right, Mikey P, what do you got?
Give me the Suns minus 3.5 over the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks last in the league in defense and rebounding. I like the Suns to outscore them easily in this one. And then Anthony Simons over 15.5 points. No Derek White for the Celtics in Brooklyn tonight. The Nets could give up 200 points to Boston tonight. I like Anthony Simons for at least 20.
It does certainly feel that way. I've got 3 plays for round 2 today, and these tee times are going to be here very, very soon, so get them in right now. Love Sam Burns. He started off with a 65 yesterday over Ludwig Oberg. He has a top 2 here a couple of years ago. Jason Day, a -9 yesterday in round number 1 after a top 3 a year ago. He loves this place. And Nick Taylor also, he's my one and done for the week. So I love Nick Taylor throughout the entire weekend. He beat Alex Smalley yesterday. He will do it again today. All right, Big Chuck, quickly rip us through your 5 Footy Friday plays.
Friday action, La Liga, Levante, Elche. I like the Frogs to score in the first half in this one. Levante first half team total over half a goal. Saturday action, Germany, Bundesliga, Frankfurt, Hoffenheim. I'm going back to the well with the over 3 that's cashed in 10 straight. And then Hoffenheim first half team total over half a goal. I think they get out to a fast start. And lastly, Sunday action in the EPL, Newcastle, Aston Villa. With both teams having played midweek, I think defense will be lacking. Give me the over 2.75. And with Newcastle an extra day of rest, I like them to score in the first half also.
All right, I absolutely love all 5 of those plays. I do want to address something in the chat. One of our premium members, JC1, is asking if there's going to be any pop-ups soon. JC, all I can tell you is yes. And I don't know how Mikey how to say this, but probably by Tuesday or Wednesday, you guys will understand why we haven't done any this month. We've been working really, really hard behind the scenes to take that next step. We're just about ready to take that next step. We're super excited. You guys are going to get more, but I'm telling you, when you see the announcement, it's going to be absolutely awesome for everybody. And then also for those of you who are also premium members on the wrestling side of what we do, we're going to start with Big Tommy C, watch-alongs. And how cool would it be, Mikey, to do a watch-along with Big Tommy, who was ringside for Taker, Mankind, or Mick Foley going off the top of the cage?
I mean, incredible. You don't get that anywhere else except BTT Studios. I'm actually happy, though, we haven't been doing premium pop-ups because this week I figured out Boston University, their mascot is the Terriers, and I was like, why would they be? Oh. And I don't want that to be public. Now I just made it public knowledge.
What the hell are you talking about?
I didn't realize they're Boston Terriers.
Anyway, Soupy, we're also going to be doing watch-alongs with Vince Russo, who was the brains and the pen behind many of the biggest rivalries during the Attitude Era. I think people are going to like that.
Oh yeah, Vince Russo, one of the greatest minds in pro wrestling history yet. To get his insight on what's going on right now in pro, that's why I love coaching, bro. I love listening to you guys every single day.
Thank you. By the way, today 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern time, Off the Ropes on channel 156. It's the fastest growing pro wrestling afternoon show in America, maybe the world. Big Chuck, I got 30 seconds for you. Is there any other league this weekend, any other hashtag stay on your toes that you like that you didn't give us?
I was definitely looking at Roma in the Serie. I think that they could come out and potentially surprise in that one. Maybe look at them on the another PK draw, no bet. But I also send out a shout out to everybody that's being affected by the winter storm. Just be prepared and stay safe.
My goodness. Out here in California, I feel like I'm in a bubble. I didn't even know there was bad storms that were going on. And apparently they're everywhere. Okay. Gentlemen, well done. Have a great weekend. Producer man, I'm getting some great text here from the chat. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world, for you to be kind to one another, be nice to each other, and understand this. There is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire team, love them all. My man, Mikey P, Soupy, Big Chuck, and producer man, always behind the scenes making the show look like $1,000,000. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. My name is the Coach, and I navigate this ship. And damn it, do we love it every single day, especially when we are coaching company live on the Stadium Network. Have a great day. Be safe. Take care.